Well, hello there, all you absolutely magnificent people, and welcome back to another episode of An Ecologist Plays, where we talk about nature while playing games. My name is Will, I'm an ecologist by training, and we are back in Enshrouded in the world of Embervale. And, well, this is a little taste of things to come. We'll be back here at the Embervale Botanical Gardens a little bit later on in today's episode. But for now, we're first heading back to our little food forest area here. Because, well, I do need to come and see the bard about a bigger bag. So let's quickly chat to Valerie over here. And let's make the large backpack. We've got the leather, we've got the linen. Yeah, we are ready to do this. And there we go. That should give us, oh yes, quite a lot of new slots. And so what are we going to do with all this room for activities? Well, we are heading over to the Kindlewastes again because we need to go get, right over there, a beehive smoker. And we should also start looking for the scientific instruments so that we can make a laboratory. And of course, we also have to go take on the Sicklescythe, which is in this haunted sun temple right over here. Honestly, don't look forward to doing that, but let's go nonetheless. Now, we are first heading over to the beehive smoker because we need to get the beehive as quickly as possible. Not really for honey production, although that would be nice as well, but mainly so that we can cultivate some of the plants we find here in the Kindlewastes and also in the Nomad Highlands, so that we can expand our botanical gardens a bit more. Now, oh, there we go, we've got some more scarabs over here. Again, we're not collecting these ones now. I mean, we're not going to be using them for fishing now, so we may as well just leave them in peace. Oh, there are also some more over here, another cluster of scarabs right over here as well. Now, the scarabs here are basically dung beetles. Very shiny dung beetles at that, the golden scarabs here. Now, the golden color may be to blend in a bit with the golden sands of the desert, but I think it is actually more to confuse predators, so that it's more difficult for predators to figure out exactly where each of the little scarab beetles are. So it's more difficult for them to actually spot them and pick them off in the process. You find the same type of shimmering effect with leaf beetles as well, which I briefly chatted about in my previous Coral Island video. And they also have that shimmering appearance to try and protect themselves against predators. Now, interesting, we do have a few scorpions here, and it does seem as though this caravan was raided by the Vukah. So we're just going to, yeah, well, they do seem to have a taste for honey. So we're going to probably follow this road up here and probably encounter a Vukah camp. So I guess we should get ready for that. But let's quickly chat about these scorpions because, well, they are mildly venomous, I suspect. They're not highly venomous, but they are mildly venomous. Now, how do I know they are mildly venomous? Now, with scorpions, what you'll do is you'll look at the size of the pincers in front there versus the size of the stinger in the back. If you are looking at a very venomous species, then the pincers would be quite small and the stinger would be quite thick, like the Parabutha scorpion I've got up there. But if it is a less venomous species, like this little rock scorpion, also called the docile scorpion, well, then you will have big pincers and a smaller stinger. But if it is something like these scorpions here, but also like the burrowing scorpion up there, they are kind of intermediate. They will pack quite a punch with their venom, but it's not going to kill you. It's not going to be life-threatening, but it will probably hurt quite a bit. Now, these ones most likely will hurt quite a bit. They do have a very big stinger at the tip there. Interesting, it actually has a backward-facing barb. I have got no idea why that is, although, speculating on it, it most likely is trying to stab straight through its prey, and then that barb at the tip there will actually prevent it from being pulled out by the prey that has been stung by it. Now, of course, scorpions, when they actually do sting you and sting their prey, they don't inject the entire stinger into the prey. Instead, they just sting you with a tip there, because in that swollen section at the back there, you have got the venom. That's where the venom gland actually is, and then it will trickle out of a little opening at the tip of the stinger. And of course, they inject venom that way. Now, something that does irk me quite a bit, and it irks me in Dungeons & Dragons, and it pains me to say that, not the movie, but the actual Dungeons & Dragons, the TTRPG, the tabletop role-playing game, they talk about poisonous snakes. Now, yes, there are some species of poisonous snakes, but people often ask, oh, are these spiders poisonous? Are these scorpions poisonous? Are these snakes poisonous? The thing is that, yeah, venom is a type of toxin or type of poison, but what we actually mean when we say something is poisonous is that you eat it and you get poisoned in the process of you eating it. So you may die due to something you eat. A poisonous fruit, for example, or a frog that has toxins on its skin and you eat it, well, then you ingest the toxins and then you die. But something that is venomous, like the scorpions there, or like many snake species or many spider species, they produce venom. And then they bite you, or they sting you, or they have some other way of delivering the venom into you, and they inject it into your body, and then you are envenomated. And those scorpions there they are venomous. They are not poisonous. If you eat them, you probably would be fine. But if they sting you, then you are going to suffer the consequences. So they are venomous, not poisonous. I don't know. For some reason, it irks me more than it probably should. But I think that is just, in general, people that know get irked by that quite easily. Now, yeah, here we go. We have located the Vukah camp. And thankfully, we are friends with the Vukah. Well, most of the Vukah. The Berserker, on the other hand, yeah, we will not be friends with him. And I suspect now, I'm just going to take some of your animal skins here. I'm sure you don't need all of these skins. But in any case, I'm pretty sure the Vukah Brawler will be, or the Berserker, as I called him a moment ago, the Brawler will be very unhappy to see us. So we are probably going to have to take them out. And of course then everybody else may be quite upset about the fact that we have taken out their main guy. Quite a big Vukah camp. This seems to be their main stronghold, this area right up here. I mean, this is a good spot to have your main setup because they're basically located in a valley. Now, yes, maybe you could have a whole bunch of people on the top of the cliffs here and they could shoot down on the Vukah here, but generally you are relatively well defended apart from that obvious flaw. You've got one entrance on either side, and if you can protect that by, for example, placing down, I think that is the Brawler. Let's just avoid him for now. But if you can have some way of blocking the entrances, well, then the enemies can't get to you. So that's actually a great setup. Now, if I were the Vukah, I would definitely go for this spot as my main base of operations. And in fact, I've got something similar in mind if the world ever goes completely upside down. Then I have got a spot that I, for example, will consider my final stand, or not necessarily final stand, but where I will try to survive. And it basically has one entrance. Now, of course, it does mean that if you are attacked from that one entrance and they do overwhelm you, you are completely screwed. Luckily with the Vukah here, they actually do have an exit plan. They've got an entrance over here, but they also have an entrance downhill. Now what we are here for is that Brawler over there. Now I'm going to use my fossilized bone arrows because they are definitely the strongest, and we're going to try and take out that Vukah Brawler from a distance. Now again, this kind of ties in with what I just said. If you have some people attacking you from above and potentially getting to you, and you can't get to them, then you are kind of screwed. Although in all honesty, this Brawler is actually doing quite well. I'm actually going to see if I can fly over to this side, perhaps, maybe, yeah, just barely could make it. Alright, let's see, where's that Brawler? Oh, there he is, lost him for a moment there. Let's continue shooting, and if push comes to shove, we will just fly to the other side again. Yeah, seems like we will need to. We get a few shots off, and then he catches up to us. Oh, he is right over there again. It's just kind of standing there. This is our chance. Just giving him a bit of a run around here. And here we go, back again. Of course, as mentioned before, the Brawler being the strongest Vukah in the tribe here, he has most likely fought off a bunch of other Vukah for this title, and now we are just kind of raining death from above. But hey, this may seem like it's kind of cheesing the whole thing. We are using the landscape to our advantage. This is what being a mobile ranger is all about. And here we go again. Oh dear. Oh dear. We didn't have enough mana. This has put us in a bit of a pickle here. So let's continue shooting, and hopefully we can stay out of his attacks. And there we go, we have defeated him. Now hopefully we're not going to be attacked by everybody immediately. So let's grab the beehive smoker here. I think this is fine. I think we can actually teleport home. Well, that went better than expected. And as with everything of Emily, we're just going to place it down in a random spot here. For now, at least. But here we go, we can actually make the beehive. And this is brilliant, because we could technically place this in our botanical gardens, and in the process then we could have pollination happening to all our little flowers. Now the thing is that yes, we've got honeybees in here, and if you're looking at a lot of places around the world, honeybees are actually exotic. If you look at the US, for example, the honeybees they've got there, Apis mellifera, yeah, that's an exotic species, and they have had major impacts on pollination of plants by insects and on the populations of indigenous pollinators in the US. In South Africa, we do have honeybees that are indigenous, so our honeybees are kind of strange actually, but I'm sure we'll chat about them at some point again as well. But we do have honeybees that are indigenous. And I chatted to my first year students about this past week. When we think of pollinators, we often think of butterflies and bees. And when we think of bees, we think, well, honeybees. But honeybees are really not that great a pollinator, at least not for specialized plants. They require other pollinators, things like certain long-tongued flies, or solitary bees, or wasps, or beetles, or all kinds of other pollinators. And honeybees are, yeah, they're good, but for some species that need to be pollinated by them. But other species really don't need to be pollinated by bees, and by having a lot of beehives, you may actually be disturbing the pollinator network in an area. But yeah, I think what we have here with Emily, these beehives here, I believe these are indigenous honeybees, so we are going to place at least one beehive down in our botanical gardens. Now it is nighttime now, so this is a good time to show you what the botanical gardens will look like at night. So let's just grab our axe here so that we are out in the dark. Well, this is what it will look like. We've got a bit of a trail running along here. Some of it is marked with little white luminescent blocks. We also have, and we'll get back to this in a bit, we've got a lookout tower here in the Revelwood section of our botanical gardens, and of course our path through the swamp is also quite illuminated. Now, when it comes to the Springland section, I tried not to actually have a lot of these more artificial lights. Instead, lighting is done by fireflies. And that's because, well, fireflies are really sensitive to artificial light, and we did not want to have anything like that disturbing our fireflies here in the Springland section of our botanical gardens. So we are keeping it natural here with some firefly lamps. But in the other areas where fireflies are not really present, we have used some more artificial lighting, like along this more dangerous stretch down to the Kindlewastes section of our botanical gardens. Anyway, we'll be back here in a bit again when it is daytime. For now, let's rest, and then we'll go take on that Sicklescythe. And here we are, back at the lair of the Sicklescythe. Now, I'm really not looking forward to this, but we are going to do our best, I guess. Now, I'm quite sure there are quite a few enemies around here, so let's just... yeah, there we go, keep an eye out. Oh, that gave us a bit of a knock there. Let's just get them out into the open, I guess. Oh, well, that's no fun whatsoever. Oh, two of them... may have a bit of a fighting chance now that I've got the high ground. Yeah, indeed. Okay. Finally. I don't like those ones. As far as I know, these bigger fell enemies are in fact Vorgoth's army, or at least part of Vorgoth's army. It's more elite soldiers, I guess. We did take those two out. Oh, this is a new one. These ones, yeah, they shoot spores at us, of course, trying to infect uninfected individuals from a distance. There we go, a fell heart. Right, now I do believe that was the fell spore head, and the fell heart we got there is a very important crafting material in the next level of armor. So that's going to be very nice. But yes, indeed, launching spores at us. And what is that one doing? Oh, that one is doing... oh, that one is launching a few bigger spores there. Nonetheless, let's just kill it, you know? There we go. Oh, almost like a flower on top of its head. Really cool design. I view them kind of as the magic users of the fell, although I'm not sure whether they actually are using magic. I don't think they do, but they do give that impression that they are in fact using magic to launch their projectiles at us. There we go. Another one dead. It does remind me kind of the Demogorgon in Stranger Things. Hello. Just gonna set you on fire. Oh, there's the elite one. Just gonna avoid him as much as we can. No. You are no fun. No. Now, 1v1, I can take them. Usually. But with two fell behind me, not particularly fond of that idea. Oh, now he's dead, so now it's just this one left. And he's strong, but he's not that strong. Always, if possible, divide and conquer. Don't let them overwhelm you. Alright, now, here's the thing. I think this is... yeah, I think the Sicklescythe is over here. Indeed, the fell Sicklescythe. Now, where are you, you naughty one? Oh, hello. Sheesh, gave me a fright here, you naughty little buggies. I don't have the most health, so I have to play this very, very carefully. Oh, there he is. See him. Just going to draw his attention over here. Okay, so those scythes can be blocked, but the big Skull of Death, I don't think I can block that. And now it's going to be the Skull of Death. We have got to keep the door between us so that he can't just kill me outright, like with that thing there. And that's exactly what we're going to do, until he remembers that he can go through the door. In which case, yeah, we are going to have to get out of the way here, I guess. Yep, this still suits us, until I guess we break the doorway down. It's just a matter of time. I have never before been so thankful for boom arrows. Ooh, okay, well, luckily he doesn't kill us outright with that. Oh, he can get his sickles underneath there, that's alright. Oh dear, we are stunned, and there's going to be the Skull of Death. Yeah, alright, that's fine, that's fine. We still have some health left. We don't have any stamina at the moment, but you know what, that is also fine. There goes the skull, but thankfully it didn't quite get to us. Oh wait, that was it. Well, little spinning scythe of death. Let's grab all those things and let's go loot the area that he was in. So yeah, he can come through the doors. I knew he would be able to. So yeah, just use the opportunities while you have them, if you have them, to actually just whittle his health down a bit until he gets through the doors, and you have to take him on. But wow, bomb arrows for the win. There are some things in life that arrows can't fix. For everything else, there's bomb arrows. Here we go, this is why we came here. A nice staff and a nice wand, level 28 potentially wand. Well, that is very, very nice indeed. Okay, I think that is enough of this place. Let's head on back, because we really do need to go and get the laboratory set up as well. And now let's go look for those scientific instruments. Now, there is a little settlement over here. Not sure whether there are any scavengers around. Quite possibly, although there are also scorpions. And wow, look at that. They actually have got saffron they've been cultivating here as well. Don't really care about the grapple plants. Don't really care about the Kindlewaste flowers. But those saffron, well. That is lovely. As mentioned previously, the saffron that we have got in the game here, overall saffron that we can get on Earth as well, it is a sterile triploid cultivar, in essence a cultivar, basically created by man, but it is sterile as a result of it being triploid and not being able to actually undergo proper meiosis. Is this the mine? It does look as though this could be the mine area. Let's have a look here. If it is, oh there we go, there are some June armadillos as I call them. I can't remember the names. Turnian mine, there we go, okay. But there should also be some scavengers around, I think, but I know there are also some scorpions around. And if I'm not mistaken, we should be able to get a fossil right over here as well. And we got a prawn, so a nice little crustacean to go with our collection, our fossil collection. Now, of course, we're not really here for the fossil, but that is a very, very nice bonus. A whole bunch of scorpions all over the place. Thankfully, yeah, we are friends with the scorpions. A whole bunch of sand, of course, in the Kindlewastes. The sand we've got in the Kindlewaste most likely is windblown, and it originates from the sandstone we have got in the Kindlewaste as well. That of course gets weathered down into sand, and then it gets blown all over the place by the wind. Now sand is, to some extent, a good medium to grow in, but to another extent it's actually a horrible medium to grow in. Now the way it can be good is that if you are a plant, for example, that doesn't like waterlogged soil, sand is actually great to grow in, because most sand at least has very good drainage. It rains and the water just filters through the soil, and you don't have that waterlogging you may have in heavy clay, for example. But if you are looking for nutrient rich soil, the sand is not the thing to grow in, because sand also has very low nutrient status. So yeah, some plants love this, and I'm sure the saffron really quite enjoys growing in these sandy patches here. Although if you look at where you can find saffron, you usually find them, here we go, right over here, in fertile Kindlewaste sand. So these would be areas where more nutrients have actually accumulated. So maybe the saffron here actually does prefer a bit more nutrients. They don't like waterlogged soil though, so it makes sense that you would find them in sandy environments like the Kindlewaste sand dunes we are currently running through. So yeah, you don't have waterlogging in the sandy soil here, but with the drainage being so good, you also don't have the soil holding moisture very well. In fact, sand dries out very, very quickly, which is not ideal if you don't have some way of surviving in a basically desert environment. But luckily, a lot of the plants we've got here, like the cacti up here, they have got adaptations to survive in drought and, well, dry conditions. And the cacti here, well, they just store water in their stems. Now, of course, they don't really have big leaves that you would typically associate with plants. Instead, their leaves have been reduced to these spines. The spines you see on the stem here, well, those are in fact the leaves of the cactus here. And then, of course, they've got the green photosynthetic stems. And so with the stems actually being green, as you can see here, the stems photosynthesize. They will lose less water from the stems than they would from flat leaves that are exposed to the sun. Really, really very well adapted for life in the desert. But we'll chat about that at some other point as well. For now, though, we're just making our way downtown to where Lorraine Crim's base actually is. And, well, we have encountered some new trees here. These are proper palms. They appear to be kind of date palms, perhaps. Most likely planted by the people that inhabited this homestead over here. There we go. We have found the ancient obelisk. Let's just read what it has to say. So, yeah, the ancients here saying something about remnants of an elusive age, cast away, drowned in waves, yet another evil, a mistake brushed away and sealed. Let the waters flush out all that is tainted after us with a flood. Yeah, water purifying but also destructive if you have a massive flood that happens. And just some notes here by Lorraine Crim saying that the scientific instruments have been left behind at Aldermere Dam when the draconian vultures came soaring. Interesting that there are draconian vultures at the dam there. Most likely they like nesting in cliff faces or on the spires we have got here in the Kindlewastes. We need to head up there next. Okay, so we will head there next time. But they most likely came to that dam wall there because it is a nice spot to actually nest in. It's a vertical surface, and that is absolutely perfect for them. Now we have got some fell here. You know what, we may as well... Oh, okay, I'm still shooting them with explosive arrows. But yeah, we may as well take them out. Because you know what, these are very nice resources to also get still. And there we go, I think that was everybody. Just gonna grab the fresh spore here as well. And well, there are some interesting plants that are flowering. What are you guys? Huh. So that is a shadow bloom. Well, that's a cool name for a plant like that's growing over here. That's flowering at night, the shadow bloom. Let's see if we can find any more shadow blooms. So again, another flower, like we had in each of the different biomes, a flower or a plant that flowers at night. But yeah, the shadow bloom pollinated by something like a moth that's active at night. Don't see any more. That's kind of sad. Whole bunch of fell out really in mass here. But yeah, it looks like the shadow bloom there were the only ones we could find. So you know what, let's actually head back to camp and let's head on over to the botanical gardens. And then we're just going to take a nap here in the Hobbit house. And then let's have a look at what has happened here in the Embervale Botanical Gardens. And let's go into first person for this. As you can see here, well, the Revelwood section has actually been filled out quite nicely. We've got some basswood trees here, the big trees up here. We've got some maples as well. We've got some other evergreens growing. We've got hazelnuts growing as well. So the tree layer has actually been fleshed out quite nicely. We do still need the understory. We have got nothing really growing on the ground. We still need to put strawberries in here and flax and chamomile, all those lovely plants. We also then, as mentioned, have got this little walkway over here by the marshes, well, across the marsh section here, the Blackmire Marsh section. But the Blackmire Marshes, well, it's got a secret. First of all, you can see here, at the moment, it's in the we're in the dry season here. Well, what we are simulating to be the dry season. We've got a few pools all over the place. There's a nice pool here. There's a river flowing through the Revelwood section, flowing into the Blackmire Marsh pool over there. We also have some pools over here, puddles all over the place here. And then we have a big tree that I had to build from scratch, of course to resemble the big trees in the Blackmire marshes. Now the tree here has got aerial roots, very reminiscent of swamp cypresses and other trees that grow in swampy conditions. And I mean, look at that. We even have some mushrooms growing on this big tree over here. Now these pneumatophores, as we call them, these aerial roots, are very important, and there's a reason this big tree has it. And it's because occasionally we can actually close up these little grates at the bottom here. So over here, over here, over here, and also over here. And if we close up those grates and we actually open up this spout over here and we give it some time, this area over here will start flooding. And if we look at it from this angle here, we'll see that given enough time, the whole area starts flooding. And now we are simulating the wet season in the Blackmire marshes. Now these trees, a lot of them would battle at this point in time because the soil is now saturated with water. All the air spaces between the soil particles, well, those are now filled with water. And it means that these trees may actually battle to get oxygen down to the roots. But the swamp cypress-like tree over here with its aerial roots, it will have a whole bunch of lenticels, which are structures for gaseous exchange. They'll have those on the roots here, and that will still allow them to have gaseous exchange taking place. But on that note, this is where we are going to end today's episode, everybody. So thank you very much for joining me on our little adventure. Hope you had fun. I had an absolute blast. I'll be back in a few days with another Coral Island video, and then thereafter we'll be back in Enshrouded. And until then, everybody, stay safe. I'll see you all soon. Cheers.